You know what would
Hollywood?
be so upsetting?
What?
Is after these decades of grinding it out in New York City, all of my dreams, I've worked so hard, I've exploited myself, I've worked and worked. I took tap dance classes, I took voice lessons, I took acting classes, I had a podcast, I had 2 podcasts.
Yeah.
I had 3 podcasts. All of this stuff I did.
Yeah.
My kid was like, I want to go into computer science. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Hey, you're going to learn improv.
You're enrolling.
Yeah.
Liberal arts college. Hey,
Groundlings.
My child, LaGuardia High School. You know about LaGuardia High School?
I know about the airport.
LaGuardia High School is where Timothée Chalamet went. It's where Nicki Minaj went.
Is it like just a regular high school? Is there
No, it's like
high
Performing
school
Arts
for the
High
gifted?
School.
Okay.
Performing Arts High School.
Okay. Well, all right. We'll look into that. Maybe I can send my kid to LaGuardia Airport High School.
Yeah.
That'd be good. But
they have to do TSA.
yeah, like where is it? Like next to the airport?
Yeah.
Like why is it called LaGuardia?
I don't know. Is LaGuardia like someone's name? Maybe it's a beautiful name.
Well, it is. It's the mayor of New York. Little history, because I love my history. I'm a history boy.
Did you have like rich kids in your town?
Yeah.
Growing up,
A lot of rich kids. Yeah.
One thing that maybe people disagree with me about rich kids is I don't want you to act like we're the same. I want you to flaunt your wealth in front of me.
You want there to be an obvious class like difference between you.
When I come over to your house, I want you to give me a tour. I want you to show me your closet. I want you to tell me where your brands are from. I can't afford them. It's like people follow people on Instagram because they have expensive clothes. I want to do that in real life. I'm fine with that. And honestly, you can be like, sometimes my wealthy friends, like especially in college, because you kind of don't know anyone's deal in college, is they would be like, hey, let's go do this thing that you obviously could not afford to do.
And they were willy-nilly about it.
They were like, hey, today, do you want to go here? Do you want to, hey, do you want, spring break's coming up. You want to go halvesies on this Airbnb?
Yeah.
In Venice?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, wait, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Or like, but sometimes something so savage is they'll Venmo request you for something like gas money, and it's like, you're in a Range Rover. Like, you know what I mean? We only went down the block. Mm-hmm. But I'm really fine with that. I'm fine with you flaunting your wealth. I like that. It's fun. It's fun. Yeah. But growing up, I think it takes a while until you start to realize the people around you that have more money or less money. But there are signs.
Yeah, there are definitely signs of like what kids were the rich kids and what kids were not the rich kids. Like, you'd walk. I mean, the size of the house, but there's just like certain things that were just indicators.
Sometimes signs of the side, like sometimes house size. You have a big family, you have a small family, but one where I'm like, oh, immediate is that driveway that like goes up.
Oh, the horseshoe driveway?
Yeah, you could drive the car up to the house. That's an immediate sign of wealth.
That is a sign of wealth to like roll up like that. Yeah, that's a very, good sign of wealth. You know what's another sign of wealth? When I was growing up, any kid who had one of those like electronic like cars.
Yes,
electronic cars.
Yeah.
Because back in like the 90s, early 2000s, those were like thousands of dollars. Now they're like $200 at Walmart. But back then, like you'd see a kid in like a Jeep Wrangler toy thing, and he was like driving down.
It had
the block.
like the sticker, like the radio was a sticker.
Yeah, or there was like a Barbie version too.
There was a Barbie version.
Those kids. I mean, those were some rich kids.
And like
they had a car.
Sometimes another like sign of wealth is when you could drive that car actually on the street because no one came down your street because you like owned so much property.
Yeah. Or they lived on a quiet road.
Yeah. Another one is a cinema room, a movie theater room.
Wow. A
movie theater room, especially if you have like the little popcorn maker.
I don't think I knew anyone with a movie theater room.
Really?
No.
Well, I am from Texas and like the houses were larger.
But we had one thing that you didn't have in Texas was you didn't have the basement.
Here's something I want to talk about. I went to school in Oklahoma. I grew up in Texas. There's no basements.
Yeah.
We're the bitches who need it. We have tornadoes.
Yeah, you should have basements.
We have tornadoes.
And there's like no chance of flooding. I mean, it's...
No, we have tornadoes. And growing up, it was like I know how to survive a tornado. Growing up, multiple times I was woken up from my sleep. My mom said, put on your shoes. We sat in the living room holding the dogs, watching the news, because if the tornado came into our neighborhood, we would have to go run into the closet.
How would you know if the tornado was in your neighborhood?
They there was like the news was on and they were like, it's over here.
They were tracking it?
Yeah, they tracked the tornado.
Like they could show where it was?
Yeah.
Really?
Kind of like how they show like a storm.
Oh, I thought that they had like no idea where those things were. They were just kind of like around. Like,
many times growing up, my mom would wake me up. I'd put on my shoes. I would hold the dogs. We'd all sit in the living room watching the news, and we would go into the closet. Like there's like we had like a walk-in closet. And we'd all go in. But my mom had told me, if there's not a closet, what you do is you take a mattress and you lay down in the bathtub with the mattress on top of you.
Not helpful, but
by the way, why don't we just get a damn basement? Why don't we just get a damn basement? Why don't we get a damn basement? And it can also be like a man cave. Who cares? My mom. Oh, let me tell you something. My mom would love to hoard. My mom loves to hoard. Give us a basement. You can hoard as much as you want.
Also, the mattress technique. I mean, have you ever tried carrying a mattress alone?
I know. She told me this. I'm like 12 years old.
How are you going to carry it? First of all, the mattress into the bathroom, which is a tight area, and then you're going to put it over yourself.
And I had a Jack and Jill bathroom, so like the bathroom was really small.
Yeah, not helping. Also, like listening to you describe like what you had to do as a kid. I mean, it's like such a 1800 style upbringing where you're like,
yeah, it sounds
the tornado's coming. Bring the dog. Like,
yeah,
we had to huddle together because the tornado's coming.
But like that, I mean, that is what you're. But if we could just go into the base, also, a basement is like such an important part of like a kid's childhood. I think
basements were huge growing up.
But I had a family in the East Coast, and like they had basements. In the basement, like they had pinball machines.
Yeah, no, pool table, ping pong table. You would have like an L section couch. That's where you play your video games down in the basement. There'd always be like sports memorabilia framed in the basement. Sometimes there was a bar in the basement.
Ooh.
Basements were fun. Like that was like kind of where like the rich kids, that's where you kind of saw where the wealth was the basement. How nice it was. How fun it was.
Because if the basement's like your mom's hoarding stuff,
yeah,
you're poor.
That's right.
If you go to the basement and it looks like a Chuck E. Cheese.
No, it's got to look like a Dave and Buster's.
Or like a dive bar.
Yeah.
If it's a dive bar, then your dad runs the house.
Yeah. I feel like men own the basement. I haven't seen a feminine style basement ever. Usually it's like you go down there and there's always like some fun boy stuff.
Well, what do the girls own? The kitchen?
They own everything
the rest
else.
Of the house?
Yeah, they own the rest of the house. Okay? No one's putting up their New York Jets jersey hanging on the wall. That only can happen in a basement.
Well, that's like the thing is like, and I think that's just like a female strength is like wanting to make a house a home.
Yeah.
Not that some men have that. But
we wouldn't even know where to begin.
I do think like women have that strength, but I do start to think about, getting married, future partners moving in. Are they going to be okay with all of my cat decor?
You do have a lot of cat decor.
My apartment.
It's a little scary.
And like when you tell your mom like, oh, I like penguins, or like, oh, I like the sports team.
That's happened to me. I told my mom I like penguins one time.
And for the next 10 years,
everything that she saw
penguin.
that was a penguin, she bought it and gave it to me.
So when I finally got a cat and I was like, wait, I love this shit.
Yeah.
I love this cat. And this is like, I actually do enjoy every single thing anyone gives me that's cat related, but I do look around my apartment and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, no, it's a little, you have about 2 or 3 more cat things than you need. You could probably get rid of 1 or 2 things to bring it back down to normal levels.
The amount of time I've like Facebook Marketplace cat needlepoint art.
Yeah. Or sweaters. Or bags. Yeah.
Another sign of wealth is like our neighbors, which like kind of incriminates me and my family. I was about to be like, our neighbors had a fountain in their front yard.
Yeah.
Which was like kind of nuts.
That's extra. But you want people to flaunt their wealth.
Also, any type of like subscription, like if you had a Toontown subscription.
Toontown?
Do you know Toontown?
The video game? Yeah, I didn't play it.
If you had like a Toontown premium subscription, a Club Penguin premium subscription.
I was playing Call of Duty with people online who were racist.
I think people were racist on Toontown too.
Yeah.
But if you had any
Which is a little more concerning, by the way, because when you're playing Call of Duty and people are racist, like, yeah, well, these characters probably would have been racist. Yeah. They're fighting in a world war. But when you see a cartoon Goofy saying racist things, it's a little concerning.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it's a weird image.
There was actually something messed up going on in the Disney World because Goofy is a citizen, but Pluto wasn't.
Oh, yeah. So he's a dog, and then Pluto was also a dog. He was a lesser dog, though.
Yeah, he wasn't
a sentient dog.
But why? They're both dogs.
Know.
They're both equal in God's eyes.
I guess in Mickey's eyes.
Yeah, in Mickey's eyes, they should both be equal.
I think like having like a snack closet, like a really well stacked snack closet's a good sign of wealth.
Yeah.
You know, you walk in, they just have every snack, fruit roll-ups,
Yeah.
Rice Krispie treat,
It's
everything.
organized. It's color-coded, organized.
Color-coded, yeah. That's a sign of wealth.
Were you allowed to have like candy as a kid? Like,
Yeah.
you were like
A
like
lot of candy.
like candy was like readily available.
Yeah. You've been to my house. There's candy everywhere.
You know what's like funny is, I mean, I had candy as a kid, but my mom would hide it and we would just find like I think I had a normal childhood. It was just that I was sneaking around to have that normal childhood.
My home always had a communal bowl of like M&Ms or Hershey's.
That's awesome.
Just out, which was really bad for me because now every time I see a bowl of candy, I have to eat it, and
You
it's
have
not
to.
good for me. Having like a foreign nanny just living in the house,
Yeah.
that was a sign of wealth.
Yeah, that's a sign of wealth.
Yeah.
And not like just like an older kid or a college kid or a kid in their 20s.
No.
Full
Like
adult.
an older woman who probably survived some war, you
Yeah,
know, and
yeah.
like is a little traumatized.
And has kids that they should.
yeah,
like,
has their own kids that
Yeah.
they're neglecting.
Yeah.
Just to, you know, make pasta for your family.
For your spoiled brat kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was a nanny when I moved to New York. I was a nanny for many years, and I loved being a nanny. Every single family I quit nannying, I cried when I quit. Like, I loved the kids. I loved the families. There's one specific family who I actually really loved working for. I loved their family. They had 4 kids, and they had 4 nannies.
A nanny for every kid.
Everyone was like I was the youngest person by far. And like the idea with me was like I would be like the one that they could play with so that the other nannies could go home.
Okay. You were the designated fun nanny.
Yeah, I was kind of like a big sister-y.
Yeah. What were your nanny duties?
So
Did you have to clean anything? Were you just
No.
there for a good time?
I was there for a good time.
Okay.
So like I don't know if I ever even got them bathed. I think I was really just there to play.
Okay.
So like they would sit and eat and I would talk to them while they ate. And then after they ate, we would play. Maybe we would read. So really, I mean, the hardest thing to do is to get a kid to go to bed. Like it's impossible to get a kid to go to
Yeah.
bed. It's so hard, especially when you're like, the parents will be home at this time and the kids keep waking up because you feel like such a failure. And you're almost like, I'm gonna.
The kids, were they like waiting for the parents to get home?
No, like you put a kid to bed. Have you ever put a kid in bed?
Oh, okay. So like you were supposed to have the kid in bed by 8 p.m.
The parents come
get home at
9:30, yeah.
and the kid is running off the walls, and you're like, I don't know what to
Yeah,
do.
it's like you failed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like you put the kid to bed at 8 and then they, come out at 8:30 and then, so like realistically you have to, but I'm like 23 years old. Like I want to sit on my phone.
Yeah.
So realistically you have to like sit in there with the kid and
Yeah.
get them to fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
So this specific family, very wealthy, 4 kids, 4 nannies. One of them like lived there. There was like a bed in this closet, which
Okay.
was crazy because it was
Live-in
a
nanny.
huge apartment. Like they
Yeah.
had a dining room.
Wait,
and
they lived underneath the stairs like
yeah,
Harry Potter?
Yeah,
Okay.
literally. It was crazy. They like lived
Nice.
in like the
closet.
the closet where like the washer and dryer were. So they had like one of the nannies would cook for them.
Okay.
And they always had like really delicious meals. And for me, they would leave me money to order food. I didn't eat the food that the kids ate, even though like whatever they ate was probably better than anything I could have.
So they would eat a delicious meal, and then you had to like Uber Eats Chipotle
Yeah, exactly.
for yourself and eat
But-
in a different room.
In hindsight, maybe they thought it was like too early for me to eat. Like I would go at like 6:30 and maybe they wanted me to eat after the kids went to bed because I'm supposed to be watching the kids.
I don't know.
I would order like sweet greens, which comes with a like plastic biodegradable fork.
Okay.
And the oldest kid was like, "Hey, I just learned about recycling. Can you not use that fork? Like it's not good for the environment."
I'd be like, bitch, your dad owns one of the biggest oil companies in the
Yeah,
world.
yeah.
He destroyed the rainforest.
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you shut the fuck up about a recyclable fork? All right.
Oh, a sign of wealth that they had was like a chandelier in the bathroom.
Oh my God.
And also like the hand towels were like that thick material that almost feels like it's reusable,
Yeah.
but it's not.
But it's not.
And it was monogrammed.
Okay. So he was getting on you about not recycling. This rich.
She was
little-
getting on me.
Oh, she was getting. Okay.
She was getting on me, the little girl.
She was like, you should really. I just found out about recycling. I'm 7, by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
I've known about recycling since I was a little baby. All right.
Now, the biggest sign of wealth that they had is that they drank Pellegrino, like bottled water. Like
The
all
children
of the
drank
children drank that, which is like so insane. That's next level. Like that's kind of like almost like a New York City kid thing that they're
Yeah.
drinking sparkling water, because any other kid in any other part of like
Sparkling water
the country
sucks
would be like,
for a
this
kid.
water is spicy.
Yeah.
Like everything for a kid is spicy.
I still don't like seltzer. I still think it's like not my thing. You know.
I went to dinner with a friend recently, and her nieces, and the nieces drink sparkling water, which I was kind of like, badass.
Yeah.
But anyways, so they drink Pellegrino bottles, and they would throw them out.
Yeah.
So I said to her, you know, you're not recycling when you throw that Pellegrino plastic bottle just in the trash. The other nanny said, hey, they have someone who goes through their trash at the end of the day and recycles for them. Ultimate sign of wealth.
Yeah.
Oh, and now let me tell you, if you grow up in a home where they would separate your trash for you, invite me over.
Yeah.
Invite me over. You're a friend of the pod.
So is there just someone?
You're a friend of the pod.
Is there just someone in a basement just going through their trash and
Yeah.
like, getting rid of stuff?
It was probably the nanny who told me that they do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, ultimate sign of wealth. Now, guess what the mother did?
What?
Stay-at-home mom.
Oh. So had 4 nannies and was a stay-at-home mom.
But I do think she had like a. First of all, I'm not questioning her. Like, I loved this family.
Yeah.
Like, were they different than me? Yeah. Could they be kind of mean? Yeah.
Well, they're rich. You got to be a little mean to be rich. You can't be nice and be rich.
Like the little girl would like comment on my body.
What'd she say?
She would be like,
She was like, you need to lose some weight,
yes,
you fat pig.
like, fully be like,
And she had like a pot belly herself, probably.
No, she was the most beautiful little girlie you've ever seen. Yeah, they were.
What's she up to now?
The mom.
How old is she now?
The mom was iconic. They were all iconic. Were they a little mean? Yeah. They yelled at me before? Yeah. But they always bought me an Uber home, and I really loved working for this family. I loved them.
Okay.
And
What are their
by the
names?
way, they were better
Where
than
they
me.
live?
I'm not gonna say their name.
Okay.
Of course, I'm not gonna say that. And by the way, they were better than me. Let me just say that they were. I agree.
Yeah.
But I think she was like busy being like a socialite. Like I genuinely think like she like had things to do. She had meetings, she had luncheons.
Yeah. Well, good for her.
Yeah,
you know?
good for her.
She just was like, yeah, I'm going to be a sit-at-home mom, but I'm not going to hang out with my kids.
And they had a driver. It was awesome.
I've been thinking a lot about like the early days of social media.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've been thinking a lot about like Facebook when like I was first on it. It was just a totally different website. Did you have a Facebook like when you were in high school or middle school?
Yeah, my mom wouldn't let me have one for a long time. So like I remember to like talk with other kids, I like had like a burner one.
Okay.
But then I was allowed to have one at a certain age, like 14 or 15.
Facebook used to be such a good social media site. Used to
Yeah.
be great. Used to just openly cyberbully people,
Yeah.
which is your full name and contact information.
Yeah.
Just comment, your name's Kevin. You're just like kill yourself, and then like you just stand on that stuff. Just have all your contact information there.
Have you ever like been notified of like old statuses you posted?
Yeah, getting the like you posted this 15 years ago on Facebook is
what
horrifying.
Do you want to know what I was posting? Song lyrics.
Okay, what song lyrics?
You're so very special. I wish I was special.
Radiohead?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then I remember
Yeah,
like
that should if you post Radiohead lyrics on your Facebook, that should have automatically had a wellness check sent to your home.
yeah,
Because that's not good.
it was not good.
No Radiohead lyrics are good.
A
to be
lot of
posting.
Taylor Swift, and then of course like people like had to comment like you're special.
Yeah, they didn't understand.
I
Yeah.
remember one time tweeting like people pleasing is overrated.
Nice. Did it get a response from anyone?
No, but I will say like Facebook definitely changed the landscape. It was definitely like such an iconic, like if we were talking about like people like that had the most users.
It was great. Your entire just like high school or whatever, all your classmates would just be on there. It was just the online version of your school, and it was just amazing.
Did you guys ever post like it would be a picture that someone would upload and it would be like tag yourself, and it'd be like the ugly one, the smart one,
Oh yeah, yeah,
the slutty one, and it would just be like a way to bully your friends.
yeah.
The dumb one, the one who did 9/11.
The poor one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one who has an above ground pool.
Yeah.
The one who has an in ground pool.
Yeah.
The one with the fucked up teeth. Like it's like so crazy.
I always remembered on Facebook like people would just be posting wild stuff and there'd be no consequences whatsoever. Like people were like kind of like very racist on Facebook.
Totally.
Like back in the day, people would just be posting like you just be scrolling and you just see the most racist status ever, and then nothing would happen. Not just it was fine. And like nowadays, if you posted some of the statuses people were posting on Facebook today, those kids' parents would be living out of their car in 3 months.
A million
I mean, their
percent.
lives would be ruined.
1,000,000%.
You would post online to no consequences whatsoever.
Totally.
And we just moved on from that, you know? Now it's just all old people. Old people, like boomers, have been getting on Facebook. It's been like 15 years since they started getting on there. They barely today, 15 years later, have a tenuous grasp as to how that platform works.
You know, we don't talk about that.
They don't understand. Like, they're on this platform all the time. They've been using it for over 10 years. They still do not understand. They have no social media etiquette.
Yeah.
I mean, for a
By
while.
the way, you're talking about people posting racist things on Facebook with no
Yeah.
ramification. They are still doing that.
They're still doing it.
They're still doing that.
Yes, they're still doing it. They have no they don't understand the concept of a main page. Like, for a period of time, I think my dad thought that everyone posting on the main feed of Facebook was sending stuff to him. So he went in and would like respond to every single thing.
And here's the deal: is like we can say, oh, they're an older generation. They've been on this same website that has not like really
It hasn't changed.
updated
No.
or changed in a long time.
It's also incredibly easy to understand.
It's also like, so if you ever go on Facebook and you get like articles sent to you, they're always like the craziest articles. Like, it's always like Selena Gomez found shooting for, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's always like, no way that's true.
No.
There's no way that,
They-
if that was true, it would be like national news.
Yeah.
All you have to do is a quick Google search. They couldn't do that. They couldn't be bothered.
No, they couldn't. No, they've.
Instead, they'll rather like comment hate on Selena Gomez, even though she did nothing wrong.
Old people have never tried to verify any information whatsoever online.
Yeah.
They see something and go, oh, it's true. You know all that
1,000,000%.
like, all that like AI stuff, that those bad AI images we've been seeing?
Yeah.
That's the truth on social media, on Facebook.
They're like, those horses really did come in at the Grammys, and Chaperone really did
Yeah.
fly into the air.
AI on Facebook, I mean, it is just rotting boomer brains.
I
Every
know.
AI image you see is just, they're like, oh my God, that happened? Like, they live in a whole different reality than us. They have no concept of
Osama
what's
bin
real.
Laden hugged Obama?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, come on.
They believe every single
But
thing.
part of me is like, I love that like their mindset is like, I decide what's true.
Yeah. It must be fun living in a world where you just like, you just see stuff online, you go, oh, that's crazy. All right, now that I know that's true, just keep scrolling. I've been like duped a lot by like really good like fake stuff online. Like I've double checked stuff a lot.
Well, did I ever tell you how I got a virus on the family computer?
No.
And I told this story recently. I don't remember where. But there's like a picture. It goes around online, and recently I saw it. So I was like, oh my God. It's a picture of a girl in the air, a cheerleader. You know when they throw the girl in the air? And she's coming back down, and there's shit coming out of her skirt. And it's like cheerleader pooped midair. And I clicked on it. It gave my family a virus.
That one link.
Yes. Gave my family
You
computer
have a weak
virus.
ass computer. The amount of times
Honestly,
I've clicked
probably what was happening is like my brother looked up porn.
Yeah, that's probably what
They're
happened.
blaming
You
it
were
on
just
me.
a scapegoat, honestly.
But
There's no way that will give you a virus.
Yeah.
No, someone else is doing someone was downloading some stuff on there.
Yeah.
You can't just get a virus of clicking on a clickbait article.
You want to know what's so funny is like growing up homeschooled, like there weren't that many kids. So
Yeah.
like even the older kids, like we knew the family gossip. So like I remember like this older kid like had looked up like porn on like their desktop, and like
and that was like and that
it
was
like
town news.
Yeah.
That made rounds.
I will say, and maybe it's because Mark Zuckerberg. I will say maybe it's because Mark Zuckerberg made Facebook, but it does feel like the least sexy of them all, even though I do think it had the biggest impact. Like, I think Facebook changed the world, but like there was something sexier about MySpace.
Yeah.
There's something sexier about Twitter. I mean, not anymore.
No.
Not anymore.
MySpace is gone. Right?
There was something crazy about Ask FM. Did you have one?
No, I don't know what that is.
You don't know what Ask FM is?
Is that do you go ask questions to the world?
It's a so you would make like Chris.askfm, right?
Okay.
People could anonymously ask you questions.
Okay.
And when you answered them, your answer's public. So you could like ask me like, so on Chris, I could be like, do you have a girlfriend? And then you would like respond like, I want to know who's asking. And that would be public, but no one would know who asked it.
Okay.
And
It was an AMA, basically.
there was just something like sexy about like all of these other social medias.
Yeah.
That Facebook like did not have.
No, Facebook was just kind of a mess.
Facebook was a mess.
I mean, even like with like photos. I mean, remember how people used to just upload like 700 photos at once into albums?
Yeah.
I remember when I was younger, like everyone was afraid of getting caught underage drinking. You know, they were doing it in parking lots or like in the basement of someone's parents who were divorced, you know. And then you were like, oh, you know, you didn't want to get caught. You were always running from the cops. And then you would upload 700 photos of you playing beer pong when you were 16 years old.
Yeah.
And like just uploading every image you had.
And
there was no
Facebook,
filters.
You're friends with like your friend's parents.
Yeah.
Like on Facebook, like there was never a question like, should I not accept my friend's parents' request? Like you just like did it.
Yeah. No, I remember when my parents got on Facebook, I left them in the request for quite a while.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
That was actually a big problem, is that I wouldn't let my parents follow me for a long time on Instagram.
I mean,
It was
it's
a
fair.
Huge problem.
It's fair. It's like, why?
I agree. It's fair.
Try to have fun.
Okay, so growing up, like Gossip Girl was a big thing. Ask FM was a big thing. So people would like ask anonymous questions. And someone from my homeschool decided it'd be really fun to make like a homeschool Gossip Girl situation called Mike Informer. I still do not know who it is.
Okay. And they would like talk about you guys?
Yeah,
like,
so
the
you would
homeschool
like
kids?
message them a question, like message them like drama, and they would respond with like what they knew. The thing about this person is like they did not actually know what was going on. So you'd like ask them a question and like they would like not really give you the correct answer. They would like make shit up.
Okay, so they were just sending misinformation out
Which
there about everyone.
I think that this is so fun. Like whoever did this is like actually so fun, and I would like to do this now in my personal life, like create this thing. So I looked it up. The person deleted the Facebook,
Okay.
but I did find like messages of me talking to like my high school friends being like, do you know who Mike is? Now there was like this girl.
It's also so funny to be like a gossip informer and have no scoop, have literally no tea whatsoever, but be like, yeah, I'm the undercover informer. And then you ask like questions like, was Rebecca really pregnant? Did she actually get an abortion? You go, I don't know.
I'm not quite sure.
We don't really know.
Who's to say?
Who's to say?
That's the secret I'll never tell.
Yeah.
It's like, you're here to tell the secrets.
Yeah.
That's what they say on Gossip Girl. They go, that's a secret I'll never tell. You're here to tell the secrets.
You're anonymous. You can tell every secret.
Well, she says, and who am I? So I guess that makes sense.
Okay.
But anyways, there was this girl growing up. There was this girl, we're going to say her name was Rihanna. Oh, maybe I just say her name. No one cares. This girl's name was Brianna, okay? And she was like...
What was her name?
Brianna.
You were going to say her name was Rihanna?
I know, I'm sorry.
Really throwing the scent off it there.
She was like popular, and then she became like unpopular because
The fall off.
she like was mean to someone. Here's the deal. I'm not quite sure. I'm sure she's a lovely person.
Yeah.
But she was like mean to someone, or she broke up with someone, and like people like were kind of like, she was like popular, and then people were like, this girl kind of sucks.
Okay.
So the Mike Informer person said it was Brianna, but there's no way if you were that person.
Said
you would
who? What was Brianna?
The Mike Informer person was like, I'm logging off. I'm deleting my account.
By the way, I'm
Brianna.
Brianna.
But here's the deal. Obviously, you wouldn't.
Not. You wouldn't
but
do
she
that.
never denied that it wasn't her. Anyway,
It's a weird way to go out.
Facebook.
Also, very funny to go out and just lie.
Yeah,
Where
it's
you
like-
are, just causing so much issues. I actually kind of respect that because
That's what I'm saying. Like whoever Mike Informer
yeah.
is, I get it.
If you have no tea, you might as well lie.
Yeah, I'm like
Just
I'm
cause
told-
some. That person just wanted to create chaos, and I respect that.
I love rumors, especially
Because if you
not even harmless. Harmful rumors are fun too.
if you have no tea, you must create the tea.
Yeah.
You must put the kettle on the stove and boil it and make some tea.
Hey, and maybe the journey was the tea we learned along
That's
the
right.
way.
That's right. The tea we brewed along the way.
Yeah. So that was pretty iconic. I feel like with MySpace, did you have a MySpace?
No, I never had MySpace.
I had like a secret MySpace, and my older sister ratted me out, and I got like grounded for 2 months from the family computer.
Because you had a MySpace.
Because I had a MySpace. And I only had like a few friends on MySpace because I was like 11.
Knowing your childhood, you'd just be grounded for using the computer.
Yeah.
They found out you were using the computer and you were grounded.
Yeah. But on MySpace, you had like your top friends.
Yeah, you had to rank people, which is insane.
Not only.
But bring that back, though.
Bring that back.
Because some
your
people.
five fave, Dwayne Wade, and.
Some of my friends need to know that they're slipping.
Yes. So
You know?
here's what happened.
Okay.
So I had this friend who I like lived near. Our families were friends. I felt like this girl was like my best friend. And growing up, was this a thing for guys being like, you're my best friend?
Yeah, it causes a lot of issues. You cannot call someone your best friend because it's never mutual and also leaves a lot of like say it back. It was almost it was the I love you of friendships.
So at Claire's, like that like little girl jewelry shop, there's BFF necklaces, BFF bracelets, which is really sweet when you think about it. But calling someone your best friend is like, listen, I'm a polyamorous best friend.
Yeah. I can have multiple best friends.
I can have multiple best friends.
Yeah.
And you want to know, in my adult life, I don't mind if I'm your best friend and you're not mine.
Yeah.
I actually really don't mind.
Hey, guess what? You're a cool hang.
And I really love you. And if you don't love me as much, that's fine. I'm still getting everything I need out of our friendship. And also, as you get older, you start to realize, like, I'm really fine hanging out by myself.
Yeah, I don't really care.
I don't really care.
Yeah, I don't need everyone to be my best friend.
But growing up, like, best friend was so hard. Like, if your best friend called someone else their best friend. So I had this best friend who, like, I literally thought the world of this girl. Like, I thought she was so cool. I wanted to be her. And we were really good friends. We were best friends. And then one day I went to her MySpace, and her MySpace was, like, devoted to her best friend.
Her real best friend.
Her real best friend.
Who was who?
Who, like, was this girl who went to public school.
Oh.
So she was, like, cool.
A bad girl. Yeah. Damn. And that broke your heart.
It broke my heart. Like, literally, it was, like, they, like, painted their initials on the wall. I was like, first of all, gay.
Little gay, yeah.
Little gay.
Yeah.
So she was my number one friend.
What'd you do? You moved,
I moved
her down?
her to 5.
Wow. How was it out of 10?
I think it was, like, your top 5 friends.
Oh, wow. I like how you kept her in there, though.
I moved her. Well, I didn't have that many friends.
You're like, there's not a deep bench here. We're going to have to start moving Aunt Kathy up.
I know. Oh, well. So I have an Aunt Kathy.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry.
So,
That's a fictional Aunt Kathy.
yeah, this is a fictional Aunt Kathy.
Yeah.
Aunt Kathy might be one of our listeners. She actually is one of the, she's like a supporter of my art.
Okay. Shout out to Aunt Kathy.
Shout out to, yeah.
Thanks for watching. We appreciate you. You're going to be number 5. You're going to be number 4 tomorrow.
Yeah, you're going to be number 4
ranking.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I moved her to number 5.
Nice. Now, did she see? Oh.
She messaged me, what did I do to get moved to number 5? Bitch, you knew what you did.
So what
You knew what you did. I said,
say,
what are you talking about?
What do you mean, what
are you talking about?
And she was like, you moved me down. It's very
She's like, you
obvious.
moved me to number 5. And I said,
oh.
what do you mean? I denied.
You denied that she was ever number 1 or that you moved her?
Something about me as a child is I was so good at denying. Like, someone would come up to me being like, you told this person this. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I literally have no idea what you're talking about.
But you were good at denying, but not, like...
You're
really just good at lying.
Do you have a screenshot? Do you have a screenshot when you were number 1? Because I actually have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, you're acting like a lawyer about it.
Yeah, that was
You were
me.
like, I need to see evidence.
Anytime, like, there was one time this girl, like we were fighting so much, our moms had to go. Like, we went to, like...
And they had to fight?
No, your moms would, like, sit there while you fought, and, like, they would keep it... Like, it was like, we need to work
Really? You had, like, you would have little play dates that were little arbitration meetings?
No, it wasn't a play date. It was, like, in high school, like, me and this girl weren't getting along.
So your parents would bring you together in a room, and you'd have to hash it out.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, because otherwise, like, it wasn't going to be
it's a good thing to do, but it's also just kind of weird, like, what, like...
You come at me, girl. I'm denying. I have no idea what you're talking about.
So, okay.
Unless you have hard evidence.
Did you have to go to arbitration with this girl or no?
No. This girl, we just stopped being friends. And then one day she put, like, a note in the mailbox being like, I don't know why you hate me so much. And it was like... She apologized, but okay, more things went on with this girl. Okay, more things went on. We ended up not being friends. Okay.
Yeah.
One day she put a letter in my mailbox that was like, "Hey girl, I don't know why you hate me so much, but I apologize." Why do you have to go with the I don't know why you hate me? It was like very much like I don't know what your problem with me is. I don't know what you have against me. But I want you to know, like, I love you. Like, I wish we could have been friends. But obviously you have a problem with me. So I just, like, didn't ever.
You know, I'm listening to this as a third party. I'm just thinking, this girl is probably just a nice girl.
Well, and then we connected over COVID, and I was like, wait, I actually like this girl. Like, we're going to be friends. And she unfollowed me on Instagram.
Oh, fuck her then.
Yeah, no, fuck her.
No.
Literally fuck her.
Burn in hell.
Yeah, no. Oh, by the way, yes.
Burn in hell.
Yeah, no. By the way,
burn
yes.
in hell.
And one time her older brother hit me when I was like...
Okay, well, that's...
No.
Okay,
one time,
hold on.
And it's something we don't talk about. One time... No. Okay, wait. I actually might have to cut this because this is too much tea. One time her older brother, I'll never forget, I was a little shit. I'm not denying I was a little shit. I'm sure I was a little shit. But one time, I ate the last Oreo. He was at my house. I ate the last Oreo. or I ran away with
How
Oreos.
old were you?
Girl, I was like 12 years old.
Okay.
Because he's like a lot older than me. Like he's
Still,
over.
these are still a little old for these to be issues.
He's over like 5 or 6 years older than me. So like for him to be.
So he's an 18-year-old boy.
Yeah, he's like 8. He's 17. He's in high school. He's over at my house.
You ate the last Oreo and he knocked your fucking lights out.
He hit me. I started running and he hit me. Which like we were close, so maybe it was like he thought he was like my older brother.
Call the police.
I brought in my adult age. I brought this up to my older sister. You want to know what my older sister said?
What?
Well, he struggled with his blood sugar. We'll make any excuse for men. We'll make any excuse for men. He struggles with his blood sugar. We'll make any excuse for men.
I mean, to be fair, Caroline, when you're hungry, you get a little combative too.
I would. Yeah.
You might. Don't say never.
That's
you
fair.
might.
That's fair.
But you said you were, well, I'm not to defend the boy, because, like, as an 18-year-old hitting a 12-year-old over an Oreo is some fat-ass behavior, by the way. I don't care if you got diabetes.
Okay, he did have diabetes.
Okay, I don't care if you got diabetes,
He
all
fully
right?
had diabetes.
You fat fuck, all right? Don't hit people with over Oreos. Go buy an, what are sleeves of Oreos? $5 to get 700? You fat fuck? Sorry. That's a little ableist, maybe.
Yeah, so we'll have to cut a lot of this, but
I kind of liked it, though. I kind of
and part of me is like, you know what? I stand on business.
Maybe we keep it.
I stand on business.
Maybe we keep
it.
it.
I wanted to be your guys' friends. I stand on, and by the way, these people have like children now. These people have children now. And here I am with my podcast.
Yeah.
I stand on business.
Their lives are...
You were a bitch, and your
Yeah.
brother hit me.
Over an Oreo.
Over a fucking Oreo.
Yeah.
You were not nice to me. You were a bad friend, and also your brother hit me. And no one talks about how your brother hit me.
Yeah, and right now they're planning on where their children's go to preschool.
And
They're-
right now, no, older
they're,
than that.
They're buying homes.
Yeah, no, they're probably buying their second home.
They're buying their second
Right
home.
now, they're actually like writing their will. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
they're preparing for the long sleep right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're like fully on a different track. It's crazy to look at people from
It is
high
weird.
school and see like, but like also like, and maybe this is subconscious, and I don't even mean this in a mean way, and maybe it's subconscious, maybe I'm just vain, but like these people, they look older, like they look
Yeah, there is
older than
something.
me.
Okay, I think once you get past the age of 25, that's when age starts to become a bit subjective. Because depending on where you are in your life, you are older or younger.
Yeah.
Okay? So people that, if you get married at like 27, you start having kids very young, you're in your late 30s. Even though you're in your late 20s. You jump 10 years.
Yeah, you jumped.
You know what I mean? But if you're like in your early 30s and you're like having fun and like going out still, whatever, you're still 27.
But I don't even go out.
Yeah.
It's more of like,
It's about your vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Age is not a number, it's a vibe. It really is.
yeah, and I hate like ageism too, because it's like, do you know like there's like a talk online? Did you ever watch Euphoria?
Yeah.
Alexis
I
Demi.
love porn.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Okay, so Maddie is Sydney. No, what was Sydney Sweeney's character's name? Cassie.
Cassie.
But do you
yeah.
remember Maddie? She was like,
Yeah.
okay, there was conversation online because like she's like a lot older than everyone else thinks.
Yeah.
Like I think she's like in her mid 30s,
Yeah.
like 36 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks like 20. And to me, it's like, first of all, I don't care about her age. I actually don't care. It makes
Yeah.
no difference to how she portrayed Maddie.
She did it well.
Yeah, but the reason why
But also, just in Euphoria, just in general, I mean, it was like not what I mean. We all like every show about a high school is like everyone's looks 27. Go look at a real high school; those kids do not look that.
they don't
old.
look that way.
Yeah.
But I guess like my point is like people, and it is interesting that maybe she was a little bit older, but like I'm just like not interested in it. Like you are as old as you feel to me.
No, I agree.
You're literally as old as you feel,
And look a little bit.
and look a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, take care of your skin. Wear some moisturizer.
And
put some
and
sunscreen
I'm
on.
not saying like if you have kids, like what the way you look, honey, you're killing it. Having a child
Yeah.
is so hard. I don't care.
It is a
having a
lot,
child
but
is hard.
that's why
And
it ages you.
You have done miracles, but there
Yeah.
are like people who have like kids who like
Aren't-
still feel
aren't
young.
Just like not phased by it.
You like reach. I think you're right. Like you reach like 25, and then it's like everyone's age.
You're all over the place.
Yeah.
Because at that point, it's like I feel like once you get to your late 20s, you're not mature, like becoming more of a person. You know what I mean? Like who you are then is probably, for better or worse, who you're going to be for the rest of your life. Other than maybe if you have something traumatic happens to you or something. But
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? So like we all kind of feel like we're in the same class a little bit. You know, I can relate to a 26-year-old. I can. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I mean, we were with our friend yesterday who I think is like 23 max.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I get her.
I can relate to them, you know?
But I also can relate to my 34-year-old friends.
Yeah, exactly. So we're kind of in that area of age where it's like.
I also
everyone's
think
just kind
like
of
if you
alike.
live in New York, and I have never lived in like LA or anything, so I can't relate, but like New York feels like a college campus.
It does.
Especially the part of Brooklyn we live in. Like if you go to the park, like you run into your friends.
Yeah.
You know, you walk everywhere. It's almost like a video game. I said that yesterday because we went to a coffee shop and our friend was there.
all the everyone you know is just kind of around. You just run into them. Life is very much like a video game.
Yeah, it's very much like a video game. And I think like regardless, I think like working at this company, like there's such like a childlike like fun. I mean, everyone works hard, but like there's like, I mean, there's a lot of fighting too, and there's a lot of drama, but there's like something. Like a lot of times we'll be like working here is like high school. We'll say that a lot. Like, oh, it's so high school, and it is.
But by the way, everything in life
is high school.
Is high school.
Everything in life.
Everything. Is high school. Like the job, whatever job you work at, there is a high school like structure. In fact, high school is the most natural social structure there is. A group of people together. There's popular people. There's not popular people. There's drama. Like that's just what being a human is.
Yeah.
That's why. Here's the thing. Remember how people say like, high school doesn't matter. You ever hear that expression?
Yeah.
Who you were in high school doesn't matter. I agree, but also I think it like people who like weren't popular in high school and like are trying to like maybe they're late bloomers, that scar of those experiences I feel like carries through their life a little bit. Would you say so or no?
Yeah, I totally agree.
You know what I mean? Like
I think like getting, and I think everyone has this like, I think everyone has this experience. I think, but I think like getting kicked out of a friend group is
it's scarring.
It's so scarring.
Yeah. But also another thing, like there are a lot of people that were like, you know, very popular in high school. And I think that those people also kind of struggle a little bit because as they get older, they're no longer like the special one. They're kind of just a regular person. They go to college. Maybe they don't become the popular person at the college. Maybe they get a job and no one really, you know, is like, you're just a guy here. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So that has effects on you. Going from being like the shit to just a regular person also can have effects on you as well.
I wonder about that because I went to performing arts college and like there was a lot of repeat. So like there was like a main stage musical and your goal was to get in the main stage musical.
Mm-hmm.
And your goal was to get a lead in the main stage musical. But here's where things got a little crazy. They kind of cast a lot of the same people to play the leads over and over and over and over again. Now, rightfully so, like we would complain, but like those people were really fucking talented and really fucking talented early on. Like honestly, like I would complain like, oh, like I think I could have done it. Looking back, I'm sure I would not have been as good as them. Like they really were phenomenal. They were really talented. They still are really talented. But and my college was so much like a high school. Like they would post the cast list on a website and we all had choir at 3 p.m. like because everyone was like on scholarship. Like a talent scholarship.
Yeah, when you talk about what's interesting about you, and this is actually why I think you're very well adjusted, even though you're homeschooled and locked in the basement.
Is that my college was a high school.
Your college was a high school, so that brought you up to speed with how like people are.
And I think like I've always been, and this I hope that this comes across the right way. I think I've always been fairly popular, like
in your home,
in my homeschool, and like
in your actual home with your brothers and sisters.
Yeah, like I think I'm like in the mid.
Yeah, you're the second most
being
like
at like a performing arts college, like I never really was like I wasn't like cast in the main stages, but like I was cast in the main stages, but I was never cast as the lead. So,
what were your characters? Was it like
no, it was like
dancer number 4,
nicest kid in Hairspray, ensemble member in Evita.
What does that mean? Nicest kid in Hairspray.
In Hairspray, there's the TV show that they're auditioning for, and the nicest kids in town are the dancers.
You were one of.
Have you ever seen Hairspray?
Yeah. What's his name dressed up as a woman?
Yeah, so like they go, come on down and meet the nicest kids in town.
They go, Baltimore, every day is an open door. Meanwhile, Baltimore.
They stole my baby!
Bridge collapses.
They stole my baby!
Remember that bridge that collapsed? Look at here, go. Baltimore.
No, Baltimore.
Have you been to Baltimore? I've been.
I've been outside of Baltimore.
I don't know. By the way, I don't know if Baltimore's nice or not. I just know that people say
okay,
it's
so
not nice.
I went.
Parts are probably nice.
I went with
Shout out to all the people listening in Baltimore.
I went to Magoobies last month, which was a comedy club outside of Baltimore. I opened for Hannah, and Hannah Burner, who has an amazing crowd and amazing fans, and rightfully so, because she works so hard and is so talented. And when I open for her, I do my set because I want people to think I'm funny and follow me, but I also will do a few minutes of we were in Alabama. I did Alabama trivia. So when I was in Baltimore, I did Baltimore
trivia.
Not trivia, but I did jokes
Fun
about
facts.
Baltimore.
Okay.
So I did a little bit of crowd work, asking them. I didn't want to do too much because if Hannah wants to do crowd work, but I did ask what is Baltimore known for, and they were murders. And I know that you didn't,
but fun murders or just murder.
So Serial, which was the original true crime podcast, Serial, it was one of the first big podcasts everyone followed. It was such a big deal. It clicked. That took place in Baltimore.
Okay.
And it was about this high school girl that was murdered. Yeah. Luigi from Baltimore. There are so many.
Luigi Mangione is from Baltimore.
They were saying
Proud
that he's well known,
Baltimore.
he owns his family owns a golf course.
He might be a nepo baby.
Oh, he's a nepo baby.
He is doing things differently.
Wait, do you think did any of these serial killers have kids?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
The Jinx?
Yeah, Rob Durst.
Anna
Durst?
Roisman, amazing comedian, amazing impressionist, is his granddaughter.
Really?
Yeah.
It's tough.
Isn't that crazy?
The thing
or grand niece or something.
The thing about the Jinx is that he resembles a lot of people. The way he walks and talks is kind of how a lot of grandparents talk.
Well, he got so far. He really got away. He got away with it so much that he was by the way, it's me if you guys cared.
Yeah, no, he literally was they were so we have all this evidence. He's just kind of oh, do you?
No, he got away with it
caught.
And was bored. So he was by the way.
It kind of is if I committed multiple crimes and I got away with it for years and years and years, I kind of want to be are you guys really not figuring this out?
That's why if you're Mike Informer, can you just be by the way, guys, it was me.
That was, by the way, I don't know if you're familiar with the Long Island serial killer, the Gilgo Beach killer. Are you familiar with this or no?
I kind of remember this being a thing a little bit ago.
So let me tell you about it. About 10, 15 years ago, there's a beach road on Long Island called Gilgo Beach, right? A lot of dunes. It's a very nice road. In the summer, drive on it. It's fun. And one day they found a body in the dunes, right? And so they started looking, and then they found a bunch of bodies.
Damn.
So they were oh, we have a serial killer.
Yeah.
Right? So for years and years and years, he was called the Gilgo Beach Killer. They couldn't find anything about him, right? And then recently, about a year ago, they made an arrest related to the Gilgo Beach Killer. And it was this guy, and apparently, by the way, they caught him because they matched his DNA with the crime scene because he got lunch one time. He worked in Manhattan, and he got lunch one time, and he didn't finish the crust of his pizza, and he threw it out. And then they got the crust that matched his DNA. So always finish your crust.
Always
finish your crust. Never not finish your
always
crust.
Finish your crust.
So, but he apparently, as a neighbor, his neighbors were he was obsessed with the Gilgo Beach Killer. He would bring it up at every party. That case was cold for years. It was kind of a joke that no one solved it. And he'd just be at the Super Bowl party.
Do you guys ever hear about that?
What do you guys think's going on with that Gilgo Beach Killer? Remember that? Do they have no leads?
So they said he was 6'3", I'm 6'3", which is crazy.
I don't know. Who could it be? I bet he's a regular guy.
I bet he's a regular guy. I bet he has a regular sales job.
Yeah,
he could be any of us.
He could be your neighbor. Who knows? And so he just did that for 10 years, and then they caught him, and then his neighbors were yeah, he wouldn't shut up about the Gilgo Beach Kill. Everyone was it was so obvious that it was him.
That's so funny.
So he hasn't gone to trial yet, but yeah.
If you're a serial killer, I would want to pick my name. You know what I mean? How, in The Incredibles, he's
nickname?
I'm a syndrome.
Yeah.
I would, try, or in Home Alone, how they're the sticky-handed bandits.
Yeah, the sticky bandits, yeah.
What if they, give you, what if at the scene of the crime, you left, you know what I mean?
The tampon killer.
Yeah, that's what
I'm not
saying.
the tampon killer.
I'm not the tampon killer.
I don't know where the tampon came from.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
You accidentally leave, something, and it's...
Yeah, that's very
There's
funny.
shit at the crime scene, and then you're the shit killer.
Diarrhea killer.
Yeah,
You're I didn't know.
No, I'm not I'm not the
No.
sharter
Yeah,
shooter.
I'm not the sharter shooter.
I'm not the sharter shooter.
No, it's not me.
No, I wanted to be.
I got a little excited when I was killing, and yeah, maybe I sharted a little.
Yeah, the shart stabber. I want to be the shart stabber. But
if you're a killer, you have to have a gimmick.
you have to have a
None
gimmick.
of killers have gimmicks anymore.
It's a part of the marketing.
And
Like
by
the
the way-
Zodiac Killer, brilliant.
It was great, and he knows that people love astrology.
And he also knows that people like love a little like
What
a
is
little
it?
what is it
riddle.
called? Riddle, yeah.
Yeah, clues. I like what Luigi did. Luigi had the defend, deny, depose.
Yeah.
He had a little glamour with it.
No,
That's
he
good.
had fun.
Imagine going like he had to get bullets engraved.
Yeah.
What
Which
a-
is like, how did you like that should be traceable, no?
I don't know.
Someone comes to your bullet shop and you're like, hey, can I get kill
You deserve this.
you deserve this, and then they go, sorry, we don't serve LGBTQ clients.
Imagine Luigi getting denied.
They're like, sorry, this is
At a
actually a
gun shop.
religious. This is a.
That's why he had to make his own gun, by the way. I don't know if you
Yeah.
know that. He made his own gun or something.
Because some
Because he couldn't, because they were like,
homophobes.
we don't like your kind around here, fruitcake. We're not going to let you buy a gun.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, but back to the people at my college. Like, I just think that like, I wonder because the school was set up very much like a high school. And they would drop the cast lists at 3 p.m. when we were all in choir. So it was just like, it was a toxic place. And like the voice teachers would talk about like the other students. And since it was set up like a college, if you were someone who, by the way, I totally understand. If you were like someone who like got a lot of roles, like getting a little bit of like you know, like
Yeah.
things are, why wouldn't you believe?
yeah, you're, I'm,
As like a 19, 20-year-old who's
doing
like,
well. I'm getting booked a lot.
I
booked and
wonder
busy.
if it was hard. Like, I feel for them. Like,
To go from that to go to the real world
yeah.
and like not be picked all the time.
Yeah. And
I
like,
honestly think that
that would be so
I
hard.
do truly believe that growing up and like struggling to get maybe a good friend group or not really being the most popular person, kind of being a little bit of an outcast, I believe that it will serve you better for your life than being the guy who's like the most popular guy, you know, captain of the football team.
But I do think the captain of the football team and the people who get picked, I do
Yeah.
think they also have issues. They have critique. People are always coming for their backs.
Yeah.
But I think but where the person who's not picked and gets left out has a little bit of an upper hand is that when they get to adulthood, the issues you have aren't people are coming for you. People
Yeah.
are telling you don't deserve things because you don't have anything.
That's right. And also, but just you're comfortable with rejection.
You're comfortable with rejection.
And you've been told no. No is not a new word to you.
But I also think there could be a world where because you had such confirmation at a
Yeah.
young age, you could believe that things will come to fruition because you're like, well, I know I'm good.
I do believe there are people out there that like were popular in high school and just like rode that energy to success.
Agreed.
You know, but more often than not, the story to me is always popular fall off, popular DUI, popular like drug addiction.
There's that Chappell Roan song where she was like, I was never told I couldn't be what I wanted to be. I was never told I couldn't like achieve my dreams. It's like the last song on her album. And I do think like you have to tell your kids that they can do anything they want, but you have to tell them at a certain age.
Yeah.
Like when they're really young, be like, you can be anything you want. You can do anything you want. And then when they get to like middle school, high school, you have to be like, it's a cruel world out there.
It's tough.
So that they
it's
get ready.
Tough.
But you can't do it the opposite way because then they're going to be scared to create or put themselves out
Yeah.
there. You have to, when they're ready to put themselves out there, you'd be like, girl, it's hard.
Yeah. You can be anything you want, but boy, it's a long road.
It's a long road to the top if you
lonely,
want to rock and roll.
And you got to work real hard, and you got to take a lot of shit. All right, yeah. And then you have to put a cigarette out on their arm just so they know that like that's what life's about.
Yeah.
No, I think telling children that life is tough is good. But you know, I don't know. I feel like you and I both grew up and we knew that life was tough a little bit just from like things that we.
Yeah, I think you and me also we have to wrap up soon.
Okay.
I think part of that has to do with the fact that we come from like fairly bigger families where I feel like the attention was on some of our other siblings.
Yeah.
Who needed it.
That's right.
Fairly.
Yeah.
But like, you know, even you're a younger child, but I
Yeah.
still think like with things that happen in your childhood, like you weren't the center of attention.
No, not always.
And so I think like coming from a big family where you have to share.
Yeah. Also, you just see a lot of like fighting, you know, between siblings or whatever, you know, a lot of tension.
Yeah.
In a big family, you know.
Yeah. And you're just like not the star. And
Not
you're
the
like,
star.
but I will be one day.
Yeah, one day I will be.
So update on hot. Well, oh wait, I don't know if I talked about this last time. So we talked about Chris's neighbor next door.
Yeah. New neighbor moved in.
So she had a package on her doorstep
For days.
and he said there's a package on his doorstep for days. Now I go
Yeah,
to visit Chris at his new apartment.
Yeah.
And what did I do? I looked at her name.
Yeah,
Which
very
Chris
smart.
was like,
You could do that? Yeah. I didn't think to do that.
course.
So you looked at her name. We found her
I
IG.
looked her up.
Yeah.
What Chris didn't mention, she's gorgeous.
Yeah, she's really
She's
attractive.
She's stunning.
Yeah.
Like absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I found her LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Very smart, very successful. Like works at like a non-profit.
Well accomplished.
Extremely
Well read.
Which is like something you
Can play multiple instruments.
purposely you didn't bring up, that she was so beautiful.
I knew that she was like attractive, but also like, you know, I don't know.
Anyways, so update.
So anyway, she like was like missing for quite a while. Like she wasn't around. That package that we saw was left at her door for like at least 6 days. And we just were like, we don't know what happened. Yesterday, I'm walking in my hallway. I'm taking my trash out. The elevator opens in my hallway. Out comes a girl with crutches
Oh.
and a metal leg brace from her upper thigh down to her ankle.
Oh.
And it was her. And I was like, oh my God. Like she looked like she just got hit by a bus.
Yeah.
Like she's like, but she, you know, still very cute, like doing the, and I was just like, you know, I didn't know what to say. So I was
Maybe
like,
even cuter.
maybe even cuter because
She
she's,
couldn't run away.
because
she
she
can't
was
run away.
helpless. Yeah.
That's why men like when girls wear heels, because then they can't run away.
Yeah, exactly. We like when you can't really walk right.
Yeah.
But so she's walking, and like I didn't know, you know, it's awkward. I don't want to be like, what the fuck happened to you?
Yeah.
So I didn't, you know, because that's
You look
what
busted.
the holy shit.
Yeah.
Did you get shot? Like, you know, I didn't want to do that. So I just went, hey, and I went, hey.
I know
when
exactly
do
what you
that?
mean when you walk past your neighbor. You go.
You just go.
"Hey."
You're walking. You go. You don't even say hi. You just go.
Yeah.
You go. Your mouth just makes the noise, but no air comes out. So I did that, you know, and she's like, I put my trash out, and she's not moving fast.
Yeah.
So I do the trash, and she's only halfway down the hallway, so I had to like slow my steps and just watch her like, you know, crouch down. She goes in her apartment, and I'm like, this poor girl. I don't know what happened to her. So I take the note that she left us from a few weeks ago, and I text her. You know, I was just kind of like, hey, good to see you're back. You know, I basically was just like, hey, you know, I see that you had a whoopsie. So, you know, let me know if you want me to help you with anything.
Very sweet.
Like groceries or like a package or like
Very
she just moved
sweet.
in, so maybe assembling furniture because it's a bitch
Yeah.
to do that. You know, because I feel bad. Like
Of
this poor girl,
course.
she lives alone.
And you don't know, is she from New York? Like,
I
does
don't
she
know.
have people? Did she just move here?
I don't know her situation, so I just felt bad. I texted her. She didn't answer for hours.
Well, she might have like been asleep or like
I
doing
know,
work.
it's true. But which made me feel like, because then I'd send the text, like, whole thing, I'll help you out. Hope you're okay. And no answer. So I'm like, oh, she probably thinks I'm a fucking creep. She probably thinks that I'm like trying
Why
to hit
would
on.
she think that you're?
I don't know. I always worry that people think I'm being creepy. But anyway, so she responds and she goes, hey, sorry I'm being a little non-social. I just went to my first physical therapy session after tearing my ACL and my MCL.
I didn't even know there was an MCL.
I don't know what MCL
What's
is.
an MCL?
I don't know. It's something in the knee, in the back of the knee. But ACL, like, what are you, Aaron Rodgers? Like,
Yeah.
she has an injury of a quarterback who has a terrible O-line.
I know.
Where just somebody came in and destroyed her. She got sacked pretty badly. And she's limping. And I'm like, I look up the injuries. By the way, it's like a year recovery for both those. Maybe more.
I wonder if she got surgery.
I wonder too. But so she was walking fine, like when I first saw her. I think it was a skiing incident, because that's what white people do in the winter. They go skiing.
They go skiing. Yeah.
And I think she got effed up skiing.
Skiing's so dangerous.
It is so scary.
And so fun.
It's fun, but also a little like I could die.
Yeah.
I'm flying off a mountain. You ever been skiing and then there's this like when the trail turns and there's just like a cliff and there's nothing to catch you.
And you're just like, do I
You're like,
go down this?
There's die. Yeah. So she's fudded up a bit. And I'm gonna. Oh, she invited me to. She was like, I'm gonna have a recovery / housewarming party.
Oh, I
So,
said you should get her like a little like Uber Eats gift card.
Yeah, I should probably do that. You wanted me to get a Build-A-Bear.
I thought it'd be kind of cute to get her a bear with a crutch, but it's coming from you and your roommate.
Yeah, that's right. We got it. Me and my roommate have to stick together on this center stuff.
Because otherwise, it's like he likes me.
Yeah, that's
which
right.
like you both do.
Yeah. Well, listen. I feel that the Build-A-Bear thing might be a little like.
I think get her an Uber Eats gift card.
This is what you look like.
No, I think it's sweet. I think it's sweet.
I'll get the Uber Eats gift card. That's nice. You know.
Yeah.
Nice thing to do.
That is a nice thing to do. Okay, so that's the neighbor update. That's our segment.
That's
neighbor update.
Neighbor update.
It's neighbor update.
Make a little song for neighbor update.
It's neighbor update time. She's hot. She's a neighbor. She tore her ACL and her MCL.
Hot neighbor.
Hot neighbor. So go pre-save my song "Love Sick" and also
Yeah.
I believe you can buy tickets to the tour. I haven't announced them at this point when we're recording, but I will by the time this comes out. So.
Other than that, thank you guys for listening so much. Please keep commenting. We love comments.
We love comments and we love seeing people subscribe.
We love seeing people subscribe.
We need to double that if you want us to be alive.
Yeah, we might have to let go of that. Or an episode or a few episodes from now is gonna be real messy.
Suicide postponed. That is not that.
Suicide postponed.
If we can postpone our suicides, then we will start that.
That'd be nice. We gotta be realistic, but it's okay. We really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for listening,
Yeah, it
and
means
we
a lot.
will see you next week.
Bye bye.